I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 28. So let's focus on verses 1 and 2. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Command the Israelites and say to them, be sure to present to me at its appointed time my offering and my food as my fire offering, a pleasing aroma to me." Now, I grew up in church, and it's one of those church environments where people spoke of giving to the Lord in two terms, tithes and offerings. And I always wonder, what is the difference, right? They both go into the plate. Well, a tithe was defined as giving 10% of one's income, and it was considered to be the minimum that one was required to give. An offering was defined as anything over and above the tithe. But in actuality, if you were to add up all of the tithes and offerings in the Torah, that is the first 5 books of Moses, you would find yourself giving over 60% of your income to the church. So part of the reason for this high number is that Israel was a theocracy. That is, the religious leaders ran the government. Social relief, courts, the army, everything went through the church. And statistics indicate that the vast majority of churchgoers give less than 10% of their income, nowhere near 60%. As a matter of fact, about 20% of the church members foot the bill for 80% of the ministry. Did you know that 5% of the people who avail themselves to Groundworks Ministries actually donate to the ministry? And that's okay, because we're trusting in the Lord. We're not trusting in you. But this statistic is roughly the same as the percentage of wealthy Americans who pay the majority of taxes. And it may be easy to disdain the rich, but they're toting the note for the rest of us. And what I find interesting in this chapter is how offering begins close to the heart and then it radiates outward. The prescribed offerings given with daily devotion, these are the ones that grow to weekly and monthly and annual giving. I don't believe the Lord listed these offerings in this order arbitrarily. People who devote themselves to personal worship on a daily basis are more likely to go to church services on a weekly basis. And in addition, they are more likely to volunteer in their churches on a monthly scheduled basis. Of course, they will celebrate the yearly holidays, and it'll be more special to them because it is just a continuance and a culmination of how their lives are consumed with seeking God and worshiping the Lord throughout the year. On the other hand, if we don't offer ourselves daily in order to read the Bible, we have a decreased chance of being consistent with weekly worship. You may go to church, you may not. And then lessened commitment to church means that you probably won't be volunteering or committing to any scheduled services. And sadly, annual holiday attendance winds up being burdensome and guilt-filled. So where your investment is, there your hearts will be. And every day and everything belongs to the Lord. So offer yourself and your possessions freely in response to His Word, and watch how the Lord blesses you and the community of others who do the same. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.